Hi everyone. Okay, this is the episode I've been waiting for all week. All right. So, to say I was really excited to watch it is an understatement. Okay. So, that being said, I have to separate my love for Heather Tom besides this episode because, well, okay, first, she's a great writer and maybe a great director, but I was questionable on some of her choices because, yeah, okay, I'll explain. Okay, so we open with Steffi and Taylor talking to each other about how great everything is because Steffi thinks life is a game and she says, well, Mom, we won. You won. Rich chose you. And I'm like, okay. So somebody else's life imploded, but you won. Okay. Congratulations, I guess. Okay. So then we start with Hope because, they have to switch back and forth, right? And this is all women episode, no men whatsoever. Okay, so Hope um, is talking to Brooke, her mother, and says, Mom, I can't believe how you betrayed me. And Brooke says, what do you mean? I didn't betray you. You made a mistake, Hope. And Hope is pissed off, pissed off, and like crying. Well, not crying yet, but like going to cry, you can tell, because she's like, I lost everything. I lost my job and I lost my relationship, and you didn't even stand up for me. I just wanted you to choose me once, just once. And I'm like, oh man, this is deep. Um, and we find out something that I didn't know. Maybe some other people in the audience knew, but I'm comparatively new to both. I've only been watching for 2 years, almost three. Okay. And you have to understand that they've been in existence for 38 years. So I have not been watching the whole time. Okay. Um, Hope brings to the table that, and by the way, Heather Tom was also in the episode, but I'll get to that. Okay. Um, okay. So Hope brings to the table that, well, you only gave me your last name because you were too ashamed to give me the last name of my father. And I'm like, whoa, didn't know that. I mean, I knew they were related and I knew that, mother daughter, but I just assumed that Logan came from Hope's father. Um, Although I should know better. I mean, they call themselves the Logan women. So that would imply that they were Logans before they were anything else. But anyway, okay. Um, but man, okay, when they told Annika Noel and Catherine Kelly Lang to act today, man, were they on point because uh, Brooke gave Hope. Oh man, she's like, you've made mistakes your whole life. Your marriage to Liam and your relationship with Thomas, and I'm like, why do you throw Thomas under the bus? And then she says, and now your relationship with Carter, and just, and what you did, your takeover, your coup with Carter. Why'd you have to do a coup? But imagine both of them screaming at each. I can't do it because I don't want to blow out your ears. But they were screaming at each other, high volume screaming. Okay, and Hope at some point, she just busted out crying because it was like everything. I feel like she felt like she lost everything, and then Brooke threw in the coup de grace. She said, "You are no longer my daughter, and if you're going to tell me what to do in my own house, then you shouldn't be under my roof." And at that point, Hope was kind of crying, but then she was crying buckets. Man, Annika Noel can cry on a dime. That's talent, okay? And that's not all she can do, okay? I'm just saying that, boy. um, okay. So, and at some point, well, okay, the beginning or one of the beginning scenes was Heather Tom was talking to Jennifer Garris as sisters, and they said, oh, they were both talking about how Hope and Brooke, they weren't sure about the relationship, and they don't weren't sure if they could repair it, and and I was like, okay, yeah, I could see that, and then later on when Hope and Brooke are in the middle of the fight, um, Heather Tom comes in and slams the door behind her and says herself and says, "I'm not gonna let you talk to my sister that way." I'm like, whoa, okay, Heather Tom can get angry too. I mean, I've seen her get angry, but not like angry, angry. Like, you know, I think it's like a nice girl trait where we can get angry, but then it's kind of like you're not fighting the same fight. So then you realize it's not worth it. So then you kind of give up. And it's not that you don't care anymore. It's just like you hit the button where it's like a ceasefire and you just quit. And you just say, oh, okay, it's not worth the fight anymore. I give up. Something to that effect, you know? Um, so I think that's why I haven't seen her angry. Like Heather Tom be really angry before. Okay. But anyway, I digress. Um, okay. So wow. Oh, and then on the other side, because of course we have to have the opposite, right? Um, Jacqueline McInnes Woods Rebecca Buddick, you can tell they like each other because they were laughing the whole time when they were talking. And they have the kind of mother daughter relationship that most people hope for, but probably never achieve. And the last scene with them was them dancing in their house. I swear to God. I'm like, okay, that's a choice. So imagine it. On one side, you have complete chaos, right? And on the other hand, you have complete bliss. Wow. But if you go a little deeper, I guess, you could say that mother daughter relationships or parent child relationships. I just say mother daughter because it was all female, but are complex and complicated, and and just because you love somebody doesn't mean that it's not complicated, because well, this is maybe my personal feeling, but you can only have a true relationship if you're willing to tell the complete truth. And I mean the unvarnished truth that nobody wants to hear, but sometimes you need it. And a lot of people are scared and or unwilling to go there. So then they don't have the kind of relationship that's like really close. I mean, kind of close, but not like uh uh Taylor and Steffi close. you know. And just for the record, if you can never achieve that kind of relationship, you better hold on tight because you're in a select club and not many people get relationships like that. Okay. So, but overall, I'd give this one a, well, if I'm rating out of 5 stars, I'd give it a 4. Only because I didn't agree with some of the choices. Like I said, I didn't agree that Hope had to feel like she had to lose everything, and then she's the one saying, I'm sorry to people, when I still feel like she didn't do anything really that wrong. Because I think all she did was support her boyfriend at the time, and there's no crime in that. So, yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.